Hi, good morning. How you guys today? Good. All right. So I think we can start our class right now. Okay. So you can open your TAS first. All right.
Recording in progress.
All right. So when you open your software, all right. So when you, for example, yesterday you already saved the file in your desktop or maybe in your another file. So when you want to open it, you can just straight away open your TAS from here, or you can also go to your to the location where you already save your drawing. Save your model. For example, here I save in this file, and I see, and as you can see here, when I save my TS file here, the software will generate two types of file, which is the first one is on the basic training, this one, and then the second file is this one. This one is actually the drawing file. So make sure if you want to move your TAS file, make sure you move it together with this one. All right? Is it okay? All right. That's all is on that is on the file. Okay. So I will just proceed to, all right. So yesterday we already done the finishes. All right. So I try open my file first. All right. So yesterday we are done with the importing the finishes. All right. So when you go to the finishes and you click on your room, you can see that there is a few types of room here. So from here, how you can actually assign these finishes to your room. All right. So for example, all right. So make sure every time you want to start the modeling, make sure you see this pipe first. All right. This ground floor pipe. All right. Okay. So based on here, all right, so currently we are at our ground floor, and then in order to trigger the drawing, you can click on your architecture drawing, ground floor, all right? Double click on it and you can see your original drawing, all right? So from here, for example, you want to point, for example, we want to point this room, this maid bathroom, all right? So here the list, we doesn't have the maid bathroom, but I will choose maybe the type AWC, all right? Because this one is for the example only. So maybe later you want to change the name here, you can just proceed, change the name in the attribute editor. All right, so for example, I change it to maid bathroom. All right. Okay, I change it the name so we can see easily. All right, once I change the name, in order to able me to point this room, we must go to this draw tab. All right, go to the draw tab here, and then use the point function. All right, use the point function. So you just click on the point function here, and then you just point the room. All right, for example. For example, I want to point this room. So what you can do is you click on this point and point it on the room. So once you point, you can see that there is extra layer here. For example, I undo back. Right. So for example, this is our original room just now. And then when I click on point and I point my room, as you can see, the software able to generate the wall finishes there. All right, the wall finishes. So, all right, from here, for example, from here you only can see the floor finishes. But right now we also have the from the drawing, you only can see the wall finishes. But based on your attached element here, we already we already assign the floor finishes, right? So we can't see the floor finishes. So how you can actually trigger the floor finishes is actually, for example, you refer to here, the floor finishes shortcut is F. All right, just press F, and then you can see your floor finishes there. All right. Okay, this one is on how you can actually point your finishes by room. All right, so maybe you can try to point your room first, and then once you done, you can put in the chat as done finishes. All right. All right. They are already done the finishes. Okay, how about others? Are you able to point your finishes in the room? All right, Hafiz already done his finishes. All right. So that one is, for example, this for this room, right? So I want to show you, for example, we can see here in our, we have here casual dining, all right, casual dining. And here we also have dry kitchen, right? We also have dry kitchen. And this one is living, is dining. So what if, for example, if your project for the dry kitchen, casual dining, and also living dining, if these three rooms have a similar type of finishes, it is okay. You just need to use any room here. For example, I click on the type A living room here and use the point function in the draw. All right, so wait. For example, I try to point this one. All right. All right, so once I point it, as you can see, all the dry kitchen, dining area, and living room is being captured to this type of room finishes. All right. So what if, for example, in my project, we are, for example, in my project, this area have a different finishes. All right. And then this area also have a different finishes. So how we can actually do that? All right. All right. We are. All right. In order to do that, we can actually use the separation line function. All right. So you can go to your draw tab here. All right. Go to the draw tab here, and you can see here got function for the separation line. All right. We can use the separation line function here. All right. So for example, I want to spread this this casual dining with this one. So I want to spread this area into two different areas. So how you can actually do that is actually go to the draw tab here, click on the separation line, and then we can see the instruction here is specify the first point. So my first point is I want to split it here, right? So my first point will be here. And then another instruction here is support specifying points. and then right click to confirm. So I just need to click on the next point, select find the next point here, and then left click, right click to confirm. All right. So that's how we can actually separate, for example, a large area into two different areas. All right. So for example, once we already have the separation line there, as you can see here, we cannot see the separation line because right now, if for example, okay, right now, for example, we go to this batch select, all right, go to this batch select, and then you can see here got the separation line, all right. So when we select the separation line, you can see our separation line thickness is 5 mm. All right. So how we can actually adjust it? For example, I change to 100 mm, and then you can see that the separation line is easily be seen lah. All right. It depends on you whether you want to change or not. All right, because just now it's only 5 mm and it's very difficult to see. So if you want to change the thickness of the separation line, you also can change it. For example, I change to 50 mm and you can see clearly. All right, that one is on the separation line. And then once we already done the separation line, all right, once we already done the separation line, then we can proceed pointing our room. For example, here I want to use this type, this one kitchen, and then I use the point function in the draw tab. All right, so I point it here. As you can see, the software only capture the finishes up and from here to here only. All right. And for example, for this one, you want to use another finishes. You can use, for example, type B living room here. At the draw tab, use point function and then point your area. All right. That's how you can actually separate your area. For example, your big area. You have a big area and you want to split it into two different areas. All right. That one is on the separation line. You can try first on the separation line, and then once you are done, you can put in the chat as done separation line. All right. For Inshira, you means that when you click on the room here, you cannot see this one. Is it? On the drawing, you need to trigger your ground floor plan first. All right, in the drawing manager here, you go to your architecture drawing and then you double click on your ground floor plan. All right. You can try first see whether you can see your ground floor plan. All right. All right. So I I repeat again on how you can change the separation line. All right. So for example here, all right, maybe I can do at another area. All right. So maybe I want to separate this room. All right. So I go to the draw tab here and choose separation line. All right. Choose the separation line. And then I specify the first point. For example, here is my first point, and then here is my second point. And then I right click. All right. So once you right click, you can go to this bash identify bash here, and then you select on your separation line here. All right, and then you click on OK, and then our software will bring you to the separation line here. All right, and as you can see here in the attribute editor, got the thickness for the separation line. All right, so you can change the thickness here. For example, my one already 50 mm, so you want to change to maybe I enter and then my separation line thickness already been changed. Is it okay, Aisha? Maybe you can try first, and then if still cannot, I can explain to you again. All right? Okay. All right. How about others? If you are done pointing or if you are done doing the special line and point two different finishes in the room, you can put in the chat as a done separation. All right. All right. This one is on the separation line. All right. Then, for example, all right. So, for example, after you point your room, and then suddenly you want to make changes. For example, here, just now we already point in the maid bathroom here, and then suddenly architect give you another revision of drawing. So, for example, maybe previously, as you can see here in the maid bathroom here, we have the floor finishes, skirting, wall finishes, and ceiling finishes. But the architect forgot to put the waterproof for this bathroom. All right. And then once architect revised the drawing and they add the waterproof for this room. All right. So for example, what we can do is we just go to this room. All right. Just click on this room, and in here you can click on the waterproof, for example, and then you can click on this add function here. All right, add button here. So you click on it and you can see that there is a two type of waterproof, which is it is horizontal or vertical waterproof. All right, so for example, we want to do for the horizontal waterproof, you can just click horizontal, and once you click, we can see that the current name for the waterproof is is WP2. All right, so here you can actually adjust your waterproof detail here. And then for example, for today, I will leave it as default. And then once I already add on the waterproof here, what can I do in order to make sure that this room have the waterproof is I can click on this function. All right, click on this function. As you can see here, at the draw tab, we have the regenerate finish entity. All right, so just now we already do the adjustment for this room. All right, so now we want the software to regenerate the finish entity. So just need to click on this one, regenerate finish entity, and then once you click on it, you can see that this one the name of the room. For example, just now I already made changes in the maid bathroom. All right, in the maid bathroom. So I just click on maid bathroom here, or maybe you can tick all if you want. But for today, I will just show this one, maid bathroom. And then you can see here, select attach element type. So just now I made adjustment in the waterproofing part, right? So I just need to click on this waterproofing, and then I click on OK. All right. So once you click OK, there is a prompt here, regenerate finish entity succeeded. All right. So I just click on OK. All right. So from here, you still cannot see the waterproof. All right. So you go to here and you can see here the waterproof shortcut is P. All right. So you just need to trigger the waterproof. And then once you trigger, you can see your waterproof in this room. All right. That's how you can actually make adjustment if let's say you already done your finishes in all room and suddenly you got changes in terms of the finishes. All right, you can use this function, this regenerate finish function. All right, you can try on that one first, and then once you are done, you put in the chat as a done regenerate. All right. All right. That's how you can actually revise your finishes if got any adjustment. All right. So for example, you already point all the internal finishes. All right. So currently we want to proceed with the external finishes. So for the external finishes, you can use this as you can see here for our external finishes. it is not enclosed area. So we cannot use the room function. By right, we cannot use the room function because the room function can be used if the area is in enclosed area, right? So for example, for the external finishes, you might find it is troublesome for you to point one by one for example, the wall finishes area by using here, all right? You still can use this function, but my suggestion is you can actually create the separation line in order to make sure that your building is in enclosed area. All right, so how you can actually do that? So for example, you can, in the element list here, in your room, element list, you can add another room, which is, and then you rename it as external finishes, external wall finishes. All right, so I rename it as external wall finishes. All right. All right. So in my external wall finishes, I want to add on the wall finishes, for example. So I just click on the wall finishes here, and I click on this add button, and I click on the wall finishes. All right. So we have the wall finishes here. All right. In the wall finishes here, you can see once we add a new wall finishes, sorry, you can see in the attached element attribute here, you can make adjustment. All right. So for example, name I remain it, or maybe you can change to plaster and paint. Plaster and paint. And then name should be all right. All right. So we leave it here. And then for the interior, exterior, you can change it to exterior wall. All right. Exterior wall. Okay. So once we make adjustment here, all right, what you can do in your drawing is you can use the separation line function just now. So at the draw tab here, use the separation line function, all right? But just now we are using line function. We are using line function. But for now, we want to use the rectangle function. So click on the separation line and go to this rectangle function here. And then you can left click at the left top here, and then you drag all the way to the bottom part here, and then you left click again, and then you right click to confirm. All right, so now you already have enclosed area for your external finishes. All right, once you already done it, all right, so for example, I try to point my external wall finishes in this separation line. So I just go to the draw, select the external wall finishes. At the draw tab, use the point function here, and then point your external wall finishes within this area. All right, within this boundary. So you just click on it, and you can see that right now you already have your external wall finishes. All right, so for example, I undo again. All right, so just now my wall is in pink color. All right, pink color. So when I point it here, as you can see, the color changed to got another additional color, which is blue, because this is my external wall. All right. So we can try it for the external wall, and then once you are done, you can put in the chat as a done external wall. All right. For Kalimantan, I can't select the rectangle separation line. Means when you already select the separation line, and here cannot select, is it? For Kaiwan? Oh, I see. Maybe you can see at the bottom part here. All right. Maybe you need to click on this one. These three, you can see my mouse right here. So you need to trigger here. to trigger this one, and then you try to do your suppression line again. All right. All right. So for Alia, it's okay. I can repeat for you. Okay. So for example, okay, right now I don't have my external wall here. All right. So in order to point my external wall, all right, how can I actually do that is you can actually create a boundary line here for you to point the room, because if you want to use the room function, you need to make sure that the room is enclosed area. So we need to create a room here. So how we can actually create the room here? You just go to this draw tab, and then here we got the separation line function. So click on the separation line, and then go to here and use the rectangle function here. All right, click on this rectangle, and then you left click your drawing and drag it all the way to the bottom part here, and then your click again, left click again, and you right click to confirm. All right, so uh, so now we already have our separation line. Okay, and then once we already have the separation line, then you can start to point your room. All right, and then you go to this element list and select your external wall finishes, and then use the room function here to point your external wall finishes. All right, is it okay, Alia? All right. For Ishira, you mean during the separation line? All right. So after selecting rectangle, you need to make sure at the bottom here, as you can see, you need to make sure that this function is available, is in a blue color. All right. All right. Because this one is actually a random point. Means you when you unclick it, you cannot create your rectangle, because you just only can create a rectangle within the axis line here. All right, within the axis line here. But right now we want to create a line. We create a line means the surrounding of my axis line. So how we can actually do that is actually I need to trigger my random function here. All right, so you just click on this one, and then left click on your drawing, and you drag all the way to the bottom here and left click again, and then right click to confirm. All right, is it okay? This one is actually a function when you want to, for example, just now maybe I want to try to do my wall, to do the wall outside of my boundary. So I need to click on this function first, and then I can do my wall. All right, and I can do my wall. For example, if I didn't click on this function, all right, I actually cannot do my wall here, because I only can do the wall within my axis grid line. All right. Okay. So you can do first, and then once you're done, you can put in the chat as done. All right. All right. So everyone already finished. We already finished with the finishes. All right. Next. All right, so basically once you're done with the finishes, our ground floor model will be completed, right? Will be completed. Okay. So for example, just now I yesterday I mentioned to you about the typical floor, right? So for example, here you go to the project setting, floor setting here, we got the number of typical floor. So I don't recommend you to put the number here, because later on that if there is any adjustment by the architect in the specific floor, for example, all the typical floor will be changed. All right, so how we can actually copy our model from ground floor to first floor. For example, if the ground floor and first floor is typical floor. So you just go to your model, all right? Then one thing that I want to tell you, if after you already done your modeling, make sure you go to your quantity and calculate your model, all right? Go to quantity and calculate your model, all right? So now we want to start copy my ground floor element to the first floor. So how we can actually do that is, you can just go to here, select here, and you can see the bash select here. All right, and the bash select, sorry, you can you can select all the element by I think maybe you can, all right, maybe you can open your wall here. All right, open your wall here. You select all the element except your swimming pool wall, all right? Because the swimming pool wall only in the ground floor. At the upper floor, we don't have the swimming pool wall. So you go to here, best select, all right, best select, and then maybe you can click on the ground floor here, and then, but you need to untick your swimming pool wall. Swimming pool wall, you untick it, all right? And then you click on OK. All right, so once you click OK, you can see that the software select all the element that we have chosen earlier. So in the draw tab here, you can see a function which is the copy by floor. All right, at the draw tab, you can see the copy by floor function. All right, so you just need to click on it. And once you click, you can see that there is a two option, which is the to copy by floor to other floor, and also from other floor. All right, so right now we are at our ground floor, and then we want to copy it to the first floor. So which function that we need to choose? Is it to other floor or from other floor? Yes. We need to choose to other floor. All right, so click on the copy by floor and click on to other floor here, and then you can choose to what floor you want the entity to be copied. For example, I want the entity to be copied at my first floor. All right, so just click on the first floor here and then click on OK. All right, so once you click OK, there's a prompt here saying that the entity copy succeeded, and then you click on OK. All right, so how we can actually check whether our first floor already have the entity or not. All right, so like I said just now, like I said yesterday, the drawing manager is for reference only. All right, for the reference only. So if you want to check your model, you need to go to here. All right, so currently we are at our ground floor. All right, now we want to go to our first floor. So just click on it and go to the first floor here. All right, so once you go to your first floor, you can see that you have the model here. All right, so just now, as you can see here, for example here, you can see there is another slab here, because just now during the copying operation, we forgot to untick the swimming pool slab. All right, swimming pool slab. So it is okay. So you just need to select on So that's how you can actually copy the ground floor to the another floor. And then how you can actually see my whole model. For example, you want to see the ground floor and also the first floor, and then you can go to here. You can go to this shortcut and you choose this one. All right, choose this one and click on this arrow here, and you click on it. You can see that there is a few options. So I want to see all my floor. So you just need to click all floor here. All right, all floor here, and you can see now we have two level. All right. Okay, so you try on this function first on the copy by floor function, and after you are done, you just put in the chat as a done copy by floor. All right. All right. So now we are already copy our floor. So if you remember yesterday, all right, if you remember yesterday for the ground slab, all right, for the ground slab, when we try to point our ground slab, we change it to the category to ground slab, all right. So now we already copy our ground floor slab, our ground floor entity to the first floor. So if you go to the first floor, and then for example, you click on your slab here, you can see that the category is ground slab. So how you can actually change it, all right? So for example, you just go to this batch select, all right? Go to this batch select, and you select all your slab, all right? You select all your slab, and then click on OK. So once you click on OK, the software highlight all the slab for you, and then you can see here. All right, as you can see here, you can make adjustment here and then change it to suspended slab. All right, change it to suspended slab. Okay, and then you click enter. All right, that's how you can change the ground slab into the suspended slab. All right. All right, and then the next thing that you need to take note is for the suspended slab, you need to do the extend. You need to extend the edge of the slab. All right, so for example, as you can see here, my slab is in the center to center, means from the center of my beam here to the center of this beam. So now we need to extend the slab edge until the edge of the beam. So how we can actually do that? For example, you can click on this slab, right? You can click on this slab, and at the draw tab here, you go to the extend edge here. Click on the extend edge, all right, and then you click on the slab that you wish to extend, all right, and then click on OK. So when you check again, you can see that your slab already being extended to the edge of your beam, all right. So let's say if you don't want to do it one by one, you can also go to this best select and then select all your slab and then click on OK and click on extend edge, all right. Oh, I think you cannot use that method. So just click on the extend edge here and then click the slab that you wish to extend. All right. And then once you click all of it, you can right click to confirm. Right click to confirm. All right. So you can try to the function for the extend each first. And then once you are done, you put in the chat as done extend. For peak June can, all right. So for example, right now you can see my slab. Wait, I try to find my slab. All right, so for example, this one. For the suspended slab, you need to make sure that the slab is extended until the edge of the beam. All right, until at the edge of the beam. Because right now, my slab is actually from the center of this beam to the center of this beam. All right, and then so how you can actually do that is actually you, at the draw tab here, go to the extend edge, click on the extend edge, and then you can see the instruction here is to select the target slab to extend and right click to confirm. And I need to select my slab here and then right click to confirm. And when I later when I click the right click to confirm, you can see that my slab is extend to the edge of the beam. All right, so I right click to confirm, and then you can see that currently my slab already being extended to the edge of the beam. All right, is it okay, Hafiz? All right, June, okay. How about Hafiz? Cannot. We need to select it one by one. For example, you want to select multiple slab, all right? So you just need to click on this extend edge, and you just select all the slab, all right? Select all your slab, and then later, after you already select all the slab, and then you right click to confirm. Okay. All right, so basically now we are already done with our model, but we left one more element. So if you notice, what is the element that we haven't touched yet? Are you guys notice? Yes, staircase. All right. So for the staircase, we go to our ground floor again. All right. Go to the ground floor again. All right. So I hide my slab first. All right. So as you can see here, got a staircase. All right. Got a staircase with a 3 flight, one flight, second flight, and then there's a third flight here. So how we can actually do the staircase? All right. So we just need to go through the staircase. All right. Click on the staircase here. Click on the staircase and click on this staircase. All right. Staircase here. And then once you click on it, you need to create a new element. All right. So create a new element. And then when you create, you can see there is a two option, the custom staircase and also the parametric staircase. All right, so for today, we're going to use the custom staircase, but you can also click on this parametric staircase. So when you click on it, you can see that this is the type of staircase that already being embedded in our TAS. All right, you still can use this parametric staircase, but the design is actually fixed. All right, so in order to make adjustment for this staircase, you just need to follow how our software already embedded the design. All right. So so for today, we are going to use this custom staircase. All right. You click on this custom staircase, and then you can adjust the information here at the attribute editor. So for example, Wait, I close my all right. So you go to the staircase and then we need to put the information here, the width of light, depth of thread, and height of riser. So like yesterday, we can use the measure distance function here if we don't have any detail. All right, so example, use the measure distance here and you measure your width of staircase. All right, so as here is 1,350. So you put in here as 1,350. And the depth of thread you can actually see here. All right. Here got information of your staircase, about your staircase. And then you can see here is your riser is 166, or you can just put as 167, all right? And then your depth of thread is 280, all right? You click on 280. And then once you already made adjustment here, how we can actually draw our staircase is actually at the draw tab here, you go to this line function, all right, click on this line function and you can start do your staircase, all right? So from here, my step start from here because this is the first step, right? So you just click on this here and then you drag all the way 1, 2, 3 step, and then you left click here, and then you bring your mouse and then you just go to here, all right, to another flight. We got the second flight here. You just click on here and then you can click on F4 if you want to the software to position your cursor. All right, so you click on F4 and you can see we already have the landing slab there, and then you just need to go to here and then click left click again. And then how you can actually position your slab is, for example, all right, so I click left click here and I left click here again. Sorry. All right, I left click and then I left click again. And then I bring my cursor to this one. All right. And then I left click again. Then and then once you already do your staircase, you can click on this right button here. All right. So click on this tick button here, and you can see your staircase. All right. You can see your staircase. Maybe you can try to do your staircase first, whether you can do it or not. If not, I can try to explain to you again. All right. All right. So for the staircase, all right. So for the staircase, after you done adjustment in the attribute editor here, you go to the draw tab and use the line function. Use the line function, and then you can start do your first step. All right. So for example, this is my first step. You just click left click here. All right. When you go to here, you can see that there's a X symbol there. All right. So you left click here, and then you bring your cursor to here until you see the third step, and then you left click again. All right. So once you left click again, you just need to go to here. All right. Go to here, and then you left click again. Left click, and then you press F4. All right, F4, and then you bring your cursor until here. All right, until here, and then you left click again, and then once you left click, you want to have another flight because right now we have 3 flights: the first flight, second flight, and then we have the third flight. So in order to create the third flight, just need to point again. All right, point here again, left click on it, and then you can just point your slab until here, for example. And then I left click here, and then I right click to confirm. And then I click on this tick function here, And then as you can see, we already have the staircase there, right? Is it okay? You guys can try to do your staircase first. If let's say you can't do, I can repeat for you again. And then if you are done with your staircase, you can put in the chat as a done staircase. All right? For Alia, okay, I zoom out a bit. All right. You can see here, this is my first flight, this is my second flight, and this is my third flight. Okay. For Zin all right, so for the staircase, oh, you don't have this staircase yet. So if you want, for the custom staircase, you can make adjustment in terms of the staircase and also the landing slab. So how we can actually do the adjustment is, as you can see here in this attribute editor, at the staircase layout setting here, got a small picture here. So you just need to click on this picture, and you can see we can make adjustment for the for the landing beam and also railing. All right, so for example, you want to have your railing, you just go to your railing and open and trigger the function. All right, so example, I want my left side of light, so I already have the railing there. All right, is it okay, Ziner? Okay. Are you able to do your staircase? All right, so for the handrail, all right. So for example, when you do your staircase, for example, you want to add handrail here. All right, so how we can actually do that is actually, you click on your staircase and you go to the attribute editor here, and then you can see there's a small picture here at the layout setting, and then you need to click on this one. All right, click on this one and you can see we got two options to adjust. This is the landing beam and also the railing. All right, so for example, for the landing beam, when I trigger the second landing beam, you can see there's another landing beam here. All right, and then for example, if you want to make adjustment on the railing, you need to go to the railing here and then tick and choose which type of railing that you would like. All right, and then click on OK. Wait, is it okay for Alia and Sarah and Vicky? My F4 doesn't work. I need a bit to change the position. Means for Inshira, your F4 function, F4 button cannot work, right? Maybe your PC is the F4 function is actually for the mute and unmute function. Let me try. maybe we have another option. Oh, yes. Maybe for Ishiro, all right. Just now I teach you, you can also, for example, you find your first, second, and third step here, and then you can straight away start from here. All right. You can straight away start from here. Okay. And then maybe you can try the Aisha step. Try press Fn and F4. For Aisha, can I adjust the number of light if only picked just now? You can do your staircase again. Is it okay, Aisha? All right. For the others, you can. Are you able to do your staircase? If yes, put in the chat as a yes. All right. All right. So, okay, Nizam, you can do your staircase first. All right. So, for the others, if you notice here, when when if you notice your staircase, when you do your staircase, my landing slab is not until here. So how can I do adjustment on this landing slab? So you can see here in the draw tab here, got function for edit custom staircase. All right. So you can use this one, edit custom staircase, and you click on your staircase, and then you can see that I can select my slab. All right. This one is only for to edit the slab, your staircase slab. All right, your landing slab, sorry. So you just click on your landing slab, and then you can see this green color, and then you can click on this left click on this green color and drag it all the way to your wall. All right, and then you right click to confirm. Sorry, let me do again. All right, edit custom staircase and click my slab, and then drag my, all right, okay. Okay, for example, okay, at the staircase, edit custom staircase. Wait, all right. At the edit custom staircase here, select the staircase. Oh, my staircase. Wait, I try to do my staircase first. All right. All right. So edit custom staircase, select on the staircase, and then click on the landing slab. specify the first corner point. All right, and I drag all the way to here. All right, left click on this one and drag to here. Wait, I try first. And then click on this right button. All right. Wait, all right, edit custom staircase. Let me try first. All right, I try this one first. Wait, maybe you can, I try to do it first, later I will show to you. For Hafiz Shafi, how do you have that angle thing when you turn your flag? What do you mean by angle thing? Angle thing? Angle, wait. When you turn your flag. All right. So for example, I try to do my staircase again. All right. All right. So maybe I can try to do it again. When you turn from the 11 to 12 step. All right. So maybe I can try to show you again. So for example, you go to this draw tab and then you choose the line function here. And then you click your first, second, and third step. All right. And then you click on this one. Oh, this one, the angle thing that you mentioned. For you, you don't have this angle. Means once you point the fifth step, you don't have the landing slab or not? Is it you have the landing slab or not? Oh, but you don't have this angle. I'm not sure about that because by right it should be because this one we actually can put the angle how many angle that we want to the slide to mean to turn, right? So maybe we are. Maybe you can try to do again and see whether you have the angle thing or not. All right. All right, so like I mentioned just now, we can actually edit the landing slab. So in order to do that, you just go to this draw tab here and edit the custom staircase here and select your staircase. And once you select your staircase, you can actually select your landing slab. For example, I select my landing slab here and then I drag it all the way to here. All right. Once I drag it, I just press this tick button here. And then you can see that my landing slab is already being adjusted until my wall here. All right, so you can try on this function, and once you try, you can chat. You can put in the chat as a done adjust. All right. For one, Aisha, your which element is gone? All the element or a few of them? Wall, door, etc. You can try, for example, for wall, you can actually click on the wall here. Wall, wall, door, etc. The left one. What you mean by wall, door, etc. The left one? No list. You already click on this wall. For example, if you want to go to your wall, click on this wall and trigger this wall, and then you can see. Means you don't have this wall in your ground floor. Is it means Aisha? Can I see your can I see your model? Let me stop share first. All right. Oh, this is the only interface that you have. Is it? Wait, just now got, maybe you can try to save your, just maybe you can try to save your file first and then try to reopen it. All right. Okay. Why is it when I turn from 11 to 12 step, my landing slab goes out of the wall? You need to check whether your wall, can I see your model? Maybe you can share your screen. All right. All right. I request for the remote control. Okay. Oh, I see. All right. So maybe we can do again. All right. I'll delete it again. All right. So you already made adjustment in the attribute editor here. So I use the line function. Oh, I see. Wait, Yes. Now you already have the landing slab here. Maybe you need to draw again because sometimes there is an issue regarding that one. So you just delete your stairs and do it again. All right? Is it okay for Inshira? Okay. For Zinner, there are a gap between the stair and the wall. How can I move it to stick to the wall? All right. So let me share my screen first. All right. So you mean, all right. So you mean here, right? There's a gap between the stair and the wall. Is it? All right. So basically, if for today's training, I just explained to you on how we can actually do a custom staircase. For example, all the three flights actually have the same width. All right, have the same width. For example, if let's say, as you if you see clearly, this flight is actually bigger, longer than this flight is actually longer than this one. So in that case, you actually need to do one by one. For example, you go to the staircase here, all right, you go to the staircase here, and then for example, you already done the staircase one for this one flight, and then for the second flight, you need to create another staircase, all right, create another staircase for the second flight because it have different width of flight, all right, and then for the third staircase, you need to also create another staircase for your third staircase. All right, because for this edit custom staircase, you can only do the editing for the slab only. All right, is it clear, Zinner? All right, okay, welcome. Alright, so how about others? Are you able to do your staircase and make adjustment on the landing slab? If yes, put in the chat as a yes. Alright. Okay, if yes, we can stop until here, and then I will give you 15-minute breaks, and later on we will continue on the foundation floor. Is it okay? For Nur Fatihah, yes, I can repeat for you for the custom staircase. Alright. Alright, so for example, after we draw the staircase, you can see here my landing slab is not until here, right? So how we can actually use the edit custom staircase is you just go to here at the draw tab here and then click on the edit custom staircase, and then the instruction here is to select a custom staircase entity. So you need to select your custom staircase entity. And then the next instruction is specify the first corner point or select the element entity. So we want to make adjustment in the landing slab here. So you need to click on the landing slab. All right. So click on the landing slab here, and then you just need to bring your landing slab until here. All right. Once you already bring your landing slab until here, you can just click on this right button here, and then you can see your landing slab already being extended into to the wall. All right. Is it okay, Nur Fatiha? For Zin are you referring to this one? Because right now we have the irregular slab. Yes. All right. So for this case, okay, for this case, one thing that you can do is actually, all right. So for example, you click. All right. So you go to your edit custom staircase here. All right. Edit custom staircase and click and select your staircase and then select your landing slab here. And you right click. When you right click, you can see option here is set grid. All right, set grid. So you just need to click here. All right, and then set another grid here. All right, set a grid here, and then right click to confirm. So once you set the grid, you can see there's another green button here. All right, there's another green button here. So you can start make adjustment for this part only. All right, for example, I drag this one until here, and then you right click. Sorry, not right click. You click the tick button here, and you can see your slab already being extended there. All right. So maybe I can repeat again for that step. Sorry. So you go to your edit custom staircase, select your staircase, select your landing slab that you want to adjust. All right. So as you can see here, only got 3 green point 1, 2, 3, and then you want to set point here, another point here. So you just right click at this landing slab, and then choose set grid function here. All right. And then you set another grid. All right, another grid here, and right click to confirm. So once you right click to confirm, and then you select your slab again, you can see now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So from here, you can actually do the adjustment for this landing slab. For example, I just click on this one and drag until here, and then drag until here, and you can see. All right, so you can see my slab already being extended up until here. All right, is it okay for Zin-Er? All right, so we will have 15 minutes break, and then later on I will proceed with the foundation floor. All right. All right. For ZINR, you mean the software, the interface of your software, right? So for your license, I think you can click on this one at the top right side here. Got like a shirt symbol there. All right, you click on it, you can see you can use which interface, which kind of interface. But I think for you, you don't have this golden cool dark. I think maybe for yours, you have the golden green and also the golden silvery white. Is it okay for Zinner? All right.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
All right, everyone. Can we start our learning again? All right. So currently, I want to proceed with the foundation floor. So for the foundation floor, we have actually, for example, this is our ground floor. Right, this is our ground floor, and then for the foundation floor, what we want to do is actually the first thing is on the column stump. All right, on the column stump, and we want to proceed with the pie cap. All right, we want to proceed with the pie cap, and then below the pie cap here, we want to do the blinding. All right, we want to do the blinding. The blinding, and after that we want to do the excavation for the pie cap work. All right, so we want to do the excavation for the pie cap. All right, this one is on the excavation. All right, so basically there are 4 elements that we will learn for the foundation, which is the column stump, pie cap, blinding, and also excavation. All right, and also excavation. So when we want to start our modeling, make sure to check on this floor. Right, so now we want to do the modeling in our foundation floor. So we need to change it to the foundation floor. All right, change it to the foundation floor. All right. So when we change it to the foundation floor, you can actually trigger your structural layout. All right, your structural layout. Okay. And then as I mentioned just now, we want to do the column stump. All right. So for the column stump, just now at our ground floor, we already done the column. So we can actually copy that entity to our column stump. So how we can actually do that is actually we go to the column here, and then we select on the, you go to the ground floor first. All right, you go to the ground floor first, and then you use the function here, the best select function here, and you choose all your column. You tick all your column. All right, when you tick all your column, you click on OK. All right, when you click on OK, you go to the draw tab here, and then copy by floor. Use function copy by floor. So right now we are at our ground floor, and we want to transfer the column entity to our foundation floor. So means we need to use this function to other floor, right? To other floor. So click on to other floor, and then I choose my foundation floor. All right, choose your foundation floor, and then click on OK. All right, so once you click OK, we have this kind of prompt, which is entity copy succeeded, and then you click on OK. All right, so once you're done with copying the column, you can go back to your foundation floor here. All right, you can go back to your foundation floor here, and you can see that right now we already have the column here. All right, we already have our column stump in the foundation floor. All right, so you can try to copy your column, your ground floor column, to the foundation floor column. All right, and then once you are done, you can put in the chat as done column stump. All right. For Kaiwen, Miss, can I know why my floor plan becomes saying I mean not horizontal like yours? Maybe you can try to click on this one, this 2D function here. You click and see whether your plan is nicely placed or not. For Kaiwen. Yes. All right. So for example, if you already do the 3D, all right, do the 3D, and you want to go back to the 2D, you just need to click on this button here, 2D button. All right. you click on it and you can see that your plan is nicely there. All right. For Kaiwen, you mean repeat for the foundation floor for the column stump? All right. So for the column stump, okay. All right. So currently I in my foundation floor, but I want to delete my column first because I want to show to Kaiwen. All right. So I delete first my column and click on OK. And I just press delete. All right, delete. And here I also need to delete this one. All right. All right, I delete first. All right. So you go to your ground floor. All right, you go to your ground. Sorry, you go to your ground floor here. Make sure you choose the ground floor, and then you go to this batch select here. All right, and then you tick all your column in your ground floor. All right, you tick all your column in ground floor and click on OK. All right, once you click OK, you can see that the software highlight all your column in blue color. All right, in blue color. And then once you already select all your column, you can proceed to this one. Under the draw tab here, we have another function which is copy by floor. All right, you click on copy by floor and then you choose two other floor because right now we are at our ground floor and want to copy to another floor which is foundation floor. So click on copy to other floor and then choose which floor that you would like the entity to be copied. For example, I would like my column to be copied to my foundation floor. So click on foundation floor and click on OK. All right, because just now I already do the copying method. So this one I just click on OK. All right, once I click OK, you go to your foundation floor and you can see your column. All right, you can see your column stump there. All right, is it okay for Kaiwei? Are you able to understand? Or you want me to repeat again for you? All right. So for everyone, are you done with the column stump? If yes, put in the chat as a done column stump. All right. All right. Nizam already done his column stump. How about others? All right. So once we're done with the column stump, okay, we want to do with our pie cap. So how we can actually do our pie cap? So right now, we only add a drawing for the structural drawing and also revised architectural drawing. So as you can see in the training material, we have another layout, which is the pie cap layout. All right, so we want to import this layout into our TAS. So what you can do is actually, you go to this add drawing and try to add your pie cap drawing. All right, for example, I click on add new drawing and choose the folder and then choose the pie cap layout. All right, choose the pie cap layout here and then click on open. All right, so once you click on it, you can see your pie cap layout there. All right, so once I add a new drawing, so if let's say we have this kind of situation, what the next step that we need to do? Yes, so you just need to relocate your drawing. So just click on the intersection between grid line 1 and 9, sorry, 8 and 9. All right, and then drag it all the way to our axis line here. All right, and then you can see your pie cap layout here. All right, so you try to add the drawing and relocate your drawing first, and then once you are done, you put in the chat as done relocate. All right. All right. So once you are done locate and we already copy our column. So when you view in 3D, all right. So when you view in 3D, you can see that there's extra column here. All right. So in this case, you just click on it and delete lah. All right. You just click on it and delete. Okay. So now we are going to do the pie cap for our model. So how we can actually do that is you just need to go to your foundation here, all right, foundation element here, and then under the foundation you can actually choose whatever type of foundation that used for your project. All right. So for today we're going to learn the pie cap one. All right. So you just need to click on this pie cap here, and then like usual, we need to create a new element first. All right, so create a new element, and from here you can see that we have a few types of pie cap: rectangular pie cap, irregular pie cap, parametric, and also custom pie cap. So you can make use all of these. So for today, for the first one, I'm going to teach you on how we can actually do the rectangular pie cap. All right, so you click on this rectangular pie cap. And then, for example, I want to do for this P2, all right, P2. So I rename it as a P2, all right, rename it as a P2. And then you can open your drawing. Open your drawing, or you can just refer to this one, because just now when we are importing our pie cap layout, it's also include the pie cap detail here. All right, so you can see the pie cap detail here. So for the P2, all right, so the P2, the size is actually 1050 and 450. So the thickness is the height is 500. So you just need to key in here. All right. All right. So once you already adjust the detail here, you can just straight away find your pie cap at the location. All right. The pie cap one is similar to the to the column. All right. So you can use F4 if you want. All right. And then point your pie cap. All right. And then point your pie cap. So once you already point it, you can see that we already have our pie cap there. All right. All right. So that's one is how we can actually do for the that one is how it's actually we can do for the manual pointing. All right, manual pointing. For Hafiz Shafi, how do we rotate it? Why you want to rotate it? Oh, means because, for example, here. All right. So I show you. In our software, all right, in our software, I will show you here. For example, this is our pie cap, right? So for example, here just now is 1050, and then this one is 450. 450. All right, as you can see here, the length here is indicate this one. All right, this one is the length. By right in the software, this horizontal is considered as the length. This one is considered as the width. All right, is considered as the width. But if you for example you put this one as 450 and this one is 150. All right. So maybe you can try to point first. All right. And then you can, as you can see, for example, just now I tried to point my column, my pie cap. And then once you point it, you can see here the rotation point. All right, got the rotation point. So you click on this rotation point, and you can see that you are able to rotate your pie cap. All right, you're able to rotate your pie cap. Is it okay for Hafiz? All right. How about others? Are you able to do the manual pointing of the pie cap? All right. So now I want to teach you on how we can actually do the auto identify. All right. So for the auto identify, you can just go to this identify tab here. All right. Go to this identify tab, and then you can see there is a few steps here. So the first step is pit sideline, pit label, and auto identify. So for the pit sideline, like a normal auto identify, all right. So you click on the pit sideline, and then you just remain as a select by layer. So you can see here, this is your pie cap sideline. So you just click on this sideline, all right. The sideline will be changed to blue, and right click to confirm. Once you right click to confirm, you click on this pit label, all right, click on this pit label, and you select your label, your pie cap label, right, which is the P3. So select on this P3, and then right click to confirm, and then you need to auto identify. All right, you need to click on this auto identify. All right, so once you auto identify, the software able to detect 30 pie cap. All right, and then you click on OK. So once you click on OK, you can see all your pie cap already been identified by the software. All right. Okay. But like I said previously, for after you have done the auto identify, you still need to check your to check your model, right? So for example, here P1, all right, P1 here 400, 450, and 500 thickness, all right. And then you can see here, my P1, the detail that is provided by the architect is 450, 450, and 300. All right, but our software detect in the drawing as 500. So let's say if you confirm with your architect and and they want to follow this detail, you can make adjustment in the attribute editor. All right, so for example, for the P1, I make adjustment to 300. All right, I change it to 300 for the height. And then I check for the P2 is okay, 500. P3 is P3. All right, so for the P3, as you can see here, we cannot do adjustment here because as you can see, our P3 shape is like this, all right, like this. So you can actually go to this small icon in the section shape here, all right. In the section shape, you click on the P3, at the section shape, you click on this one. All right, so once you click on that one, you can see you can actually key in the the length here. So you can see if the wording is in a green color, you can actually make changes there. All right, so for example, for this P3, we refer to the drawing. All right, so refer to the drawing. All right, so as you can see here, got another detail for your P3 pie cap. So this one is B. So what is actually B? As you can see here, B is for the P3 is 1050. So you go to your software and you click here and you put here as 1050. All right, 1050. So you want to do it here, you go back to your drawing and you see the distance from here to here is 225 plus 225. 225 plus 225 is 450. All right. So you make changes here. Sorry, you make changes here and you change it as 450. All right. Same goes to this one, this part. All right. So for this part, it is 485 and 485. All right. So you go to our TS and make changes here, 485 and then 485. All right. And then as for the height, you can see our P3 height is actually 550. All right. And then you just need to do the adjustment in the height. All right. So once you are done with the adjustment, you can click on OK. All right. So you can actually check again your pie cap whether the height is referring to your table or not. All right. So you can do first for the auto identify for the pie cap and maybe make adjustment on this P3 pie cap. All right. So once you have done, you put in the chat as a done pie cap. All right. All right. So once we're done with the pie cap, the next thing that we want to do is blinding. All right, it's blinding. So for the blinding, it is very easy. All right. So for example, we are now at our foundation, and when you see at the bottom part here, got a blinding option. All right, got a blinding option here. So you just click on this one. All right. So click on this one. Click on this one, and then you need to add a new, you need to create the element first. All right, so click on the blending and create a new element. So here you can see there is two type of blending. All right, so for today we're going to use this blending. So click on this blending, and after you already create this one, all right, maybe we can name it as a link complete. All right, for example, I name it as a link. All right, and then the thickness, maybe I put 200. All right. All right, so once you do adjustment in this attribute editor, you can actually how you can actually do the blending. So the blending is actually same as a linter for door and window. All right, we can use the auto arrange function. All right, so in the draw tab here, we can use the auto arrange function here and choose the pad foundation. All right, because just now we do for the pad foundation, right? Sorry, for the pie cap. All right, so we need to choose this pie cap. All right, click on this pie cap, and then here got instruction is select entity, right click to confirm. So what you need to do is you need to highlight your drawing, and then right click to confirm. Then once you right click to confirm, we have this pop-up, which is please input extension. So what is mean by extension? All right, so for example, just now, if you don't want any extension, if you don't want any extension for your binding, you can leave it as 0. All right, you can leave it as 0. But let's say if your drawing have extra extension from here to here. All right, from here to here. So you can actually key in your extension, maybe 50 mm or 100 mm. All right. So for example, I try to put 100 mm. All right, and then I click on OK. So once I click on OK, you can see the green color. The green color is actually your blinding. All right, the green color is actually your blinding. So you can do this one first, and then once you are done, you put in the chat as a done blinding. All right. All right, Ken. All right, in order to do the blinding for your pie cap, all right, in order to do the blinding for your pie cap, it is same as a lintel. All right, whenever we have the door, we have the lintel, and then it is same as our blinding. Whenever we have the pie cap, we have the blinding. So we actually can use the auto arrange function here. All right, so we can use the auto arrange function here at the draw tab. All right, click on this auto arrange function and choose what type of foundation that you have done created earlier. All right, for example, just now we use PyCap. So click on this PyCap, and then the instruction is select entity and right click to confirm. So how you can actually select the entity is you need to highlight all the drawing. So you left click on the top part here, and you drag it all the way to the bottom, and then you release it and right click to confirm. Right click to confirm, and once you right click to confirm, there is a instruction here in order to please put the extension. So what is mean by extension? Like I mentioned just now, extension is actually when your binding have an extra extension here. All right. So for example, I leave it as 0. I leave it as 0 and I click on OK. So once you click OK, you can see that we already have the binding at the bottom of our PyCap there. All right. Is it clear for Khairi and also Aisha? All right, you can try to do this one first. And then once you are done, you put in the chat as a done blinding. All right, for everyone also. All right, Zainur already done the blinding part. All right, good, Nizam. Okay. All right. Next, once we are done with our blinding, all right, once we are done with our blinding, we want to do our excavation. All right, we want to do our excavation. But before I proceed on how we can actually do our excavation, so I would like to explain to you a little bit about the excavation. So here, all right, so basically based on our SMM tool, all right, the excavation part is actually we need to separate the quantity into this range. All right, maximum depth not exceeding 0.25, not exceeding 1 meter, not exceeding 2 meter and 4 meter. So in order to allow the software to calculate based on this requirement, so how we can actually do that is basically we need to, for example here, right, 0.25, 1 meter, 2 meter, and 4 meter. So we need to key in the form of like this, all right, in the form of like this. So how can I actually get the 0.25, 0.75, 1, and 2, 2? So how can I actually get this kind of quantity or value is that, all right, so as you can see here, for 0.25 is 0.25 minus 0 is 0.25. And then 0.75 is actually 1 minus 0.25. All right, so 1 minus 0.25 is actually 0.75. So you get the 0.75 here. All right, and then 1 is actually 2 minus 1. Right, 2 minus 1, you get 1. So here is the 1. All right, 2, how about 2? 2 is 4 minus 2. All right, so we get the 2. 2, and then 2 is basically because, and thereafter in 2 meter stages, and then you need to put 2. All right, this is how our software able to capture the range here. All right, the range based on the SMM. All right, are you clear on this one? All right. So once you already know how you can actually get this quantity, this value, so I will proceed to the software. All right, I proceed to this software. All right, when you click on the blinding here, you can see at the draw tab here, auto generate excavation. All right, auto generate excavation. But if you notice, if you go to the PyCap here, if you click on this PyCap, at the draw tab also have the auto generate excavation. So what is the difference between auto generate excavation here and also auto generate excavation in our blinding? All right. So for example, all right. So this one is the first case, all right? All right. Let me draw first. All right. So this is the difference when we use. All right. So when you use auto generate excavation in the pie cap, all right, in the pie cap, the excavation that will be generated, the volume of excavation that will be generated from the source from the software is basically in this kind. All right. The excavation is above our blending. Is above our blending. All right. This is our blending. So the software generate the excavation is from here to here only. All right. If you want to make sure that the software excavate until the bottom part of the blending, we need to use the auto generate excavation in the blending here. All right. Is it clear on these two differences of the pipe cap and blending for the auto excavation? All right. So we proceed to the to the excavation. So you click on this blending, and then you can see here auto generate excavation. So you click on it, and then once you click on it, you will see this new tab. All right. So from this new tab, for the excavation type, you can choose whether it is pit excavation, trash excavation, or heavy excavation. All right. So for example here. All right, so for example here, for the pit excavation, it is basically for the pad foundation or pipe cap. All right, I believe you already know about this one. For the trench excavation here is for ground beam and also street foundation. And then for the heavy excavation is for slab and also rough foundation. So just now we already do our pipe cap, so we need to use the pit excavation. So just click on this pit excavation. All right, click on this pit excavation. And the second thing is actually on the excavation related, which is the unit depth in stages. This one is actually the things that I mentioned just now, where we need to input the value that we already generated from this classification. All right, this one. So you need to input this one in this unit depth in stages. All right, unit depth in stages. So you put as 0.25 semicolon, 0.25 semicolon, 0.75 semicolon, 1 semicolon, 2 semicolon, 2. All right. Are you okay? You need to input this one. 0.25, 0.75, 1, 2, and 2. Are you clear on this one? Okay. So after you key in that one, all right, you key in the unit depth here. And then the next item here is actually the width of working space. All right. So for the width of working space, basically for the consultant, we don't allow any working space. But for the contractor, usually they will allow for the working space. So for today, I just put as 0. All right. As I just put as 0. And this one is slope input method. This one if you want your excavation to have a little bit of slope. All right, so you just need to key in the slope slope coefficient here. But if you don't want to have the slope input excavation for your excavation, you just put it as 0. All right, you just put it as 0. Okay, that one is on the slope input method. And then for the slope position, you can actually set the position which is the bending soffit or bending top. So basically we want at a bending soffit. So just click on this bending soffit. And then for the generation modes is actually we have two, which is auto mode and also manual mode. So what is the difference between auto mode and manual mode? Auto mode, for example, if you click on the auto mode, the software will generate the excavation for the whole of your project. But if you click on this manual mode, you can choose which part of your project that you want to create the excavation. So for today, we just go to the auto mode for the generation mode. All right. So once you already key in all the information here, you can actually proceed to click on OK. All right. So click on OK. All right. So once you click on OK, you can see right now we already have the excavation area. All right. We have the excavation area. Okay, so is it clear, everyone? You can try to do this excavation first, and after you are done, you can put in the chat as a done excavation. All right? All right. So you guys already done your excavation. You have no issue about the excavation, right? All right. Okay. If you don't have any issue regarding your excavation, all right, you can proceed to save your project and then you can go to this quantity and calculate your project. All right. Make sure to calculate your project before you start view your quantity. All right. So calculate your project first. All right. Choose all floor and calculate your project. All right. So once you done calculate your project, we can actually go to here. We have three options for the quantity, which is the view expression, view quantity by category, and also view quantity. So what is mean by actually view expression? All right. So view expression is basically when we want to view the expression, the quantity for any specific element. All right. So for example, I click on this view expression. Maybe I go to ground floor first, all right? I go to my ground floor first. And for example, in the ground floor, if you want to have your whole model, you can actually go to here, in the shortcut here, you select the last button here, and then you click on all element, and click on OK. So you are able to see your whole model, all right? So for example, I want to the view expression for any specific element, for example, all right? So I click on this view expression, and then, for example, now maybe I just go to wall first, all right? Just go to wall, and then I want to view expression for my wall. So click on this view expression and click on whichever wall that you would like to see the calculation. All right, for example, here I click on it and you can see here got the volume area number, right? So this one is if you want to check for your quantity, all right? If you want to check your quantity, and then as you can see here, if you're using a big screen of your PC, you can actually use this. Go to this one, all right? Go to this one, and you can actually see the 3D deduction and 3D measure. All right, 3D deduction and 3D measure. So what happened when I click on 3D deduction. All right. So for example, I click on 3D deduction. So from here, you can actually see. Just now I click on this wall, right? So this one is the wall that we already clicked. All right. This one is the wall that we already clicked. All right. So this one is the wall. So from here, you can actually know where is the original quantity. All right, where is the original quantity? For example, I click on this original quantity. I click on this one, and then this one is our original quantity for the external brickwork here. And then we want to see what the area that have been deducted. All right, so you go to here. So you can see from the original quantity, it will be deduct the column. All right, they deduct the column. And we click on this one, you can see that the quantity, original quantity also deduct the middle column here. All right. So, and then the next thing, maybe you can see on this deduct beam from volume. All right. They also the deduct beam from the original volume. All right. That one is actually on the view expression. All right, view expression. Okay. So next is I want to show to you is when you click on this view quantity by category, you can choose. For example, you want to see all your project, you can select your project, or you want to see any specific floor, you can also click from it. All right. So for example, I want to see my whole project, my whole model. So you just click on this project and then click on OK. And then once you click OK, you can see here we got the quantity for every element. All right, got the quantity for every element. Okay, that one is for the view quantity by category. So what is the difference between the view quantity here? All right, for the view quantity here, for example, I select on this wall. All right, so for example, I select on this view quantity and I select this wall, and then the software will show the quantity for that particular wall only. All right. That one is on the view expression, view quantity, and also view quantity by category. All right. Is everything clear? Are you guys clear on this quantity tab? For Nur Fatihah, can you repeat about view expression? Can? All right. So for the view expression, for example, I want to see this my wall here. I want to see the original quantity and then what quantity that have been deducted from that original quantity. So I just need to go to view expression here and then click on any wall that you would like to see. For example, I want to see for this wall. All right. So I click on this wall, and then as you can see here, this is the volume, the wall volume for your wall, right? The area, and you can see here deduct beam, a length times height of the wall, deduct column, and also deduct beam here. All right. This one is on when you want to do the checking in terms of the quantity. And then if you want to view the 3D model for this deduction, you can click on this one. You can click on this button here, all right? And then you can just go to this 3D deduction, all right? Just go to this 3D deduction. And then once you click on it, there will another tab here. So based on this tab, you can see, all right, this is the wall that we have chosen earlier. So the original quantity is this one, and then based on the original quantity, we deduct the column, the middle column here, and then we also deduct the beam above. All right, deduct the beam above. So that's basically on how we can actually use the view expression. Is it okay for Nur Fatihah? Okay, so we have done our modeling and we already go through with the quantity part here. So now what we can do is actually, we already done with our TS. Now, and then later after lunch, we proceed to the TRB software, all right? So before we proceed to TRB software, we need to convert our TAS file to cubic file first. All right. So from here, make sure you calculate all your flow first. All right. Calculate all your flow first, and then click on OK. All right. Click on OK, and you go to here, beam model. All right. Go to here, beam model, and then you try to find your cubic model tab. All right. Cubic model here. All right. So for the cubic model here, we have import model and also export model. Import model is when you want to import the TRB model into TS. And then for the export model, if you want to export the TAS file to the TRB. But before we export, all right, before we can export the file, all right, so this is basically, for example, we have TAS file, and then we want to import it to TRB. All right. So from here, after we use this function, the software will generate a cubic file first. All right, cubic file first. All right, and then this cubic file will be used. This cubic file will be used in order to import in our TRB later. All right, in our TRB later. So from here, you can see cubic model means we want to convert our TS model into the cubic file. All right. So what we can do here, you just go to here in the beam model tab, and then you can see there is a drop down here. So once you click on it, you can have export model by floor and export model by entity. So what is actually the difference between these two? Or export model by floor is actually when you want to when you want to export your model, for the whole of your project or maybe any specific floor. For example, all right. So if let's say you want to import all the model in TS into TTRB, you just can use this function export model by floor. All right. Use this function export model by floor and click all your floor and then click OK. All right. But if you let's say after you're done importing after you done convert your model, TS model into cubic file, and then you open your TRB and you try to import that cubic file into your TRB, then later on you have some adjustment in TS, all right, in terms of the brickwork or structure, all right. So let's say if you already made adjustment in the TS based on the latest design by the architect, you save the project and you need to use export model by entity. All right, you need to use export model by entity, and you need to select when you click on the export model by entity. You can see here. There's got a new instruction which is to select entity to export. So you can choose which entity that already being adjusted in TAS, and then once you click, you can actually convert it into the cubic file. All right. That one is, let's say you have adjustment later once you already import your cubic file in your TRB. All right. So you guys understand about what is the difference between the export model by floor and also export model by entity? Or you want me to repeat again? Are you guys clear? All right. So for today, we're going to use export model by floor. All right, export model by floor here, and then choose all your floor. All right, all your floor, and click on OK. Then once you click OK, you can just you can put your file in whichever folder that you like, and then click on save. All right, click on save. All right. So once you click on save, you can see in your folder. All right, we have this file, this C file, which is the cubic file. All right. Are you able to convert the TS file to the cubic file? You try first. And then if you're done, you put in the chat as a done cubic. All right. All right, so that's all for when we start with the TRP, we will use this qubit file. All right. So we will have lunch from 12 to 2 p.m. And later on, I will continue with our TRB software. All right. Is it okay, everyone? All right. So you can go to have your lunch first. All right. And see you again at 2. All right. Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Hello. Nah,
You kita orang nak pergi chicken rice shop ni kot.
chicken rice shop. Tak apa.
Ha?
Apa tak tahu.
Okay.
Kita nak tanya, ingat tak hari tu yang waktu dekat ARH tu kan?
Hmm.
Yang ada orang import model daripada TS masa TRB tu. Pasti ada model dia tak boleh nak.
Oh, you kena close and reopen again.
Close TRB.
You say dulu lah, close and then reopen again.
Close. Okay. Okay, punya. Oh.